broadcast. Let me turn on the channel, make sure we go live over here. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, Alex? What's going on, Antonio? Welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode
82.
82, people.
The oldest shit. Oh, yeah.
Special guest here with us today at RougeDarren.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, glad to be here. Thanks for having me on.
For sure, for sure. For those who don't know, at RougeDarren, you know, he has two Twitters. Is RougeDarren, what's the other one?
It's Crypto Rogue.
Crypto Rogue. Right.
Rogue, yep.
Crypto Rogue, RougeDarren, same man. He's been in crypto for a while now. He's a crypto OG. He's undercover. He just came all the way full-time with crypto the last couple of years, though. So we have him here to give us his awesome insights into the market and all the other crazy stories we talk about on a daily basis. Of course, I am King.
Oh, yeah, and I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community.
All right, so before we get to the comments, I see the comment box is already going off. Before we get to everybody, let's go ahead and give out that free Bitcoin from yesterday.
Yeah, the free Bitcoin winner from yesterday was John Siebert. Thanks for that that comment about the U.S. FUD, because the question was, which country is going to be next to put out some sort of FUD to try and push the price down or to keep people scared from buying into it. I tend to agree that I think this is the year for the U.S. to come out and start saying things that impact it. We already started to see the start of it. If you don't know, they're meeting in February to discuss around cryptocurrency like we discussed yesterday. So, oh, yeah. I got the Dino blockers. Yep. So, John Siebert, thank you for that. We already sent you that free Bitcoin. Appreciate you.
Yeah, so quick comments going on. Bitcoin J, Raymata, Crypto Q, City Warren. They said Zay got on the Dino blockers today.
Oh, yeah, got on my Dino blockers.
Simon Aries said, King, I need you to wear a Bitcoin fitted shirt and burn that white shirt, please.
No.
Listen, I don't have enough school uniforms to change clothes every day, people. I keep the same clothes.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, I Go Live. I told you the partnership with I Go Live ended already. So I told you we do these things for checks, people. When they stop, we stop.
Yeah.
Now, all right, let's get into the news. All right, so today, Dino of the Day. We have a new one. Someone always escapes out of Jurassic Park. We talk about it every week, unfortunately. Today's Dino of the Day is U.S. regulator Steve Munchkin.
Steve Munchkin.
Yes, he said, Bitcoin say, what did he say?
Well, Steve Munchkin, just like most other regulators, they seem to think that they are parents and need to save us or keep us away from things that may be high-risk investments like Bitcoin. He's discussed that he doesn't want bad people to do bad things with crypto, which is hilarious because that's the reason half of us got into crypto, because people like him were doing bad stuff. So that kind of defeats that purpose. But like most dinos of the day, they think that Bitcoin is just for drug dealers and illicit scams or whatnot. But of course, that's proven wrong a million times over the past few years. So you deserve this Dino today, Steve Munchkin, because you are very outdated in your way of thinking.
Darren, what's your thoughts on this old guy?
I mean, it's just another person who, you know, ignores the fact that HSBC can launder money for drug cartels and get a slap on the wrist. But of us sitting around Bitcoin, and all of a sudden it's like we're single-handedly responsible for the rise of Al-Qaeda. You know, he needs to get into the 21st century. And that's all I have to say about that. Like, come on, man. This isn't,
oh, man. Yeah.
This isn't 1980 anymore. Like,
you got three people on crypto saying the same thing about the old people. It is time to go. It's time to go back and stink. And of course, we're going to go ahead and give them that loud roar. One more time. That's our Dino roar for the old guys. Yeah. So, you know, same thing, people. Unfortunately, we get them every day, every week. I think that's 4 this week all together. We've had Dino Diamond. We had Warren Buffett. We have all of this, or it's not all of South Korea. It looks like it's going to be Ministry of Justice. And now we have Steve Munchkin. And with that, the official news is back. There will be no cryptocurrency trading ban in South Korea for the short term, at least the government says. Long story short, the Blue House, which is the executive office and official residence of the South Korean president, has announced that there will be no crypto trading ban. The South Korean government official announcement came after a massive backlash and criticism against the Ministry of Justice, which independently said they were going to ban cryptocurrency trading. The ministry did this without the consent of the Ministry of Strategy and Justice and other government agencies, and now a petition has been created to fire the head of the Ministry of Justice over the cryptocurrency trading fiasco.
They can't even get their own stuff together.
Right. Darren, thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's a case of the left hand not talking to the right. I mean, if you read into it, their Ministry of Justice has zero authority to do that. Their government is much like ours. It's a parliament. You want to ban something, put into a bill and let them argue about it for the next 5 years. You know, he overstepped his authority, something atrocious, and I guarantee you heads are going to roll because of it.
Yeah.
It's not going to end well for him.
So it looks like, you're right. Tony on our chat box saying over 100,000 petitions have been signed by South Koreans already. So, yep.
Yeah, they're not going to let you just take a lot of their money is coming.
Right, they tied up in crypto now. It's too late.
People just take it. It's too late. The Pandora's box has been opened. And if there's one thing I know, the hardest person to take some money from is a poor person. So you got a bunch of poor millennials who are like, man, I'm making money on crypto. Sign the petition. Get that, man. You can't take that.
Well, you know, and I applaud South Korea in general because they're putting their money where their mouth is. Like they're actually executing actions when this type of stuff happens. Like, you know, this stuff is happening in many countries right now, and everybody else is just, you know, sitting on their hands. And they're actually like, no, you're a public servant, and we will fire you. So
get up out
you work for us. I don't know. We don't have that same type of action here in the U.S. We're worried about shithole countries.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And then on top of that, the countries that people say are a shithole or that people are talking about, wait until they get in crypto. So won't be that shithole for a while. So I can tell you that.
Right. What's going on? All right. So that's South Korea, people. Again, it was FUD. If you sold all your Bitcoin, get ready to buy back a higher price here in the coming weeks. Let's see. Oh, here's a great one coming from the home state, or one of the home states. U.S. state regulators in North Carolina hit Bitconnect with second-class cease and desist.
Oh, yeah.
In a release dated January 9th, the regulators from the North Carolina Securities Division outlined a temporary cease and desist, stating that Bitconnect hadn't registered to deal or sell securities in the Tar Heel state. Now, Darren, before you comment on this, I want to give you a heads up. I'm sure you already know how the Bitconnect crowd is, how they ride for theirs. So,
I know. I go to war with them every day. Like, come at me, bro. I mean, it's you can't even tell them how your platform works, so I don't want to hear it. This was not to be surprised. They're I think those of us that know what's going on have seen this coming. After last year's wave of ICOs, they said they were going to stamp down and regulate them better, and you have to be legitimate. It wasn't going to be a money faucet anymore. And they obviously thought they could keep on doing what they did and get away with it. And it's going to not end well for them. I fully expect to see multiple states follow suit with this. And eventually, at some point, the federal government, the SEC, will get involved. And then we all get to sit back and say, I told you so. And that's what's going to happen.
There we go. You heard it. Listen, you heard it from OG people. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. It's coming.
Listen, we don't talk too much about it because we don't want our comments be filled with Bitconnect spam. But, yeah, we know everybody loves it. I know a lot of people have no choice but to love it now because they put money in for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Mm-hmm. And hopefully you do get it back. We know we do truly hope. But, again, as Darren pointed out, this is the second state to do it. And I mean, if you know anything about how these, regulators work, they all follow trend. Like it'll be 3 in no time, 10 in no time, 15.
Yep.
Next thing you know, somebody need a target on the back. They can't take down Bitcoin. Closest name next is Bitconnect. So,
and I think the scary part is for a lot of people involved in Bitconnect is depending on the state laws, if they don't respond properly and this goes through, if you essentially are located in North Carolina, at least I know in Texas's case, if you are promoting it or affiliated with it in any way, you are breaking security laws yourself. So it's not just Bitconnect, the company, it's people essentially shilling the product or service that can go to jail and get taken to court for this. So that's something people need to be very much aware of. This does not just affect the company, it affects anybody that could be involved in it. A tweet after the expiration date could get your ass thrown in jail.
Yeah. So Cali Coins 28. We're going to put your question under. Cali Coins 28 said, why not talk about the fact that Bitconnect complied to Texas cease and desist order? Zay?
Complied how? Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, I've heard the news too that they've complied to what Texas has asked. However, like we just stated, in different states, there's different ways that they're going to interpret it. So for those people who live in Texas or who they feel like they've complied with it, trust me, this isn't the end of it. For those who think they're just gonna put out one cease and desist order and go from there. This is just the beginning of a bigger or broader investigation. So Yeah, Bitconnect complied, and then now what? It's still garbage. I don't know what else to tell you, but
we'll see though.
Bitconnect.
You know what? Hopefully it works, but we'll see. Someone asked Darren, I was there. Crypto Q said, "How long have you been in crypto now?"
I've been in crypto since 2013.
2013, crypto OG people. We told you. All right, he knows what's up. If you follow him on Twitter, like I said, both his profiles at RougeDarren or Crypto Rogue. He knows a lot about everything in the crypto space. We're going to ask him some questions toward the end, but he's doing all types of stuff in the ecosystem. So he's definitely a person you want to follow. Check out some of his tweets. He always does AMAs on Twitter as well. So it's just another good source for information.
Oh, yeah.
Texas is crooked because Bitconnect is a lending platform. No, you are right about that, Crypto Q. And I saw the video you showed me. Texas does have their crooked lending platforms going. They're one of the biggest states to do that. So Bitconnect is kind of like definitely their competition. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just like, you know, wolf eating wolves out there. What's going on, Chase that coin?
Hey, what's up, Chase?
But again, we'll see soon enough, people. You know, we will definitely see soon. It will either continue to grow in the next 3 or 5 years and you all do great. Or we'll see soon enough.
And like we've said before, Bitcoin cryptocurrency is lucrative enough. I mean, you don't even need Bitconnect. So for those people holding on to it, yeah, you don't really need it. There's other ways, man.
Do we like Robinhood? After they had Jamie Foxx endorse Robinhood and we did a little due diligence to it, yeah, the decision was no on that.
Nah, I'm good on that.
You got to read the fine print when it comes to Robinhood. We'll just say that. Oh, all right. Now, here we go. Big story. You know, we actually the other day talked about the blockchain stimulus package. Who is going to be the next dead company or companies dying to go ahead and add blockchain or something in their name? Well, it looks like we have a new contestant as well. KFC Canada is accepting Bitcoin for fried chicken for a limited time only.
Go down and get the fried chicken.
And for a cryptocurrency themed bucket of chicken, you can pay on BitPay using your Bitcoin to buy some KFC fried chicken.
Oh, man. Yeah, this day is.
Darren, you're a little bit up north. You gonna go ahead and get a bucket of that 12?
I mean, if I was in Canada, I would. I actually had a friend who did that last night, so I got to ask him how it was because you know it's chicken tenders and waffle fries and sides and gravy. But I tell you what, whoever's in charge of their social media account needs to get a raise because they were on fire promoting this thing, saying things like, you know, settle for the original, not alt recipes, and all sorts of other fun things. But it's, you know, they're jumping on the wave, kind of like Kodak did. Probably just a short-term thing, but why not?
It was straight publicity stuff. So it was it was another, you know, you had the Long Island Iced Tea do it. Like you said, what was that? Kodak did it. There's plenty of companies like early this year that were throwing it out there too. But I mean, it was the Russian company. They had like a Russian restaurant. They had themed drinks based off crypto and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's good. It's going to drive mass adoption. You know, it's a silly way of doing it, but it's going to drive mass adoption. That should be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. All I know is if I see the black lady on Popeyes come on a commercial and say the word Bitcoin, oh man, it's really going to be over because all the commercials they have of her and whatnot, she talk about spices and how good her shrimp is and whatnot. If they throw Bitcoin on there, it's over, man. Like. Yeah, it might be the top. I might be calling it top.
Cali Coin said, I would love to buy some fried chicken. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pay a $17 transaction. All right, let's talk about this transaction fee then. All right, intentional spam, people.
And you don't have to pay that fee. I probably should do a tutorial video of how to reduce the fees that you pay. You don't have to pay it, but like we've already said, the Lightning Network, when those payment channels pop up, buying coffee or chicken or whatever you want, it won't really matter. Yeah, it'll be super cheap.
What are your thoughts on that, Darren? Do you think, you know, will this be used as a currency where you can buy those small cups of coffee and all that, or is this going to be a store value?
I think once Lightning Network's implemented, it can be used. I still don't know if it's something you want to use it for because unless you have kind of instant confirmations, it's you know, if you had to swipe your credit card and wait 10 minutes for the Visa to say you're all good, would you do it no matter how effective it was? And that's what everybody kind of forgets is even between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, you still have that kind of confirmation time. Nobody's going to accept anything with zero confirmations. Lightning Network is meant to solve that problem. It can kind of work as well. Obviously, this is, you know, this is the central almost debate of our time when it comes to Bitcoin as to which is the right way. But I think, you know, a lot of the big players in the space, Coinbase especially, to step up and take responsibility for the mess they're causing.
There we go. You just
Coinbase, what did they do? Yesterday, the day before, they stopped withdrawals, and the mempool cleared up within like 2 hours instantly. And that's simply because they don't batch transactions, which is, as far as I know, a very basic thing to implement if you have competent engineers. Although Brian Armstrong came on Twitter today and said, yes, they are working on implementing it, which, you know, I guess they had more important things to do, like adding Bitcoin Cash to their platform.
Exactly. He's been saying that for like 6 to 12 months. Like, oh, we're working on it. It's like, it's not hard. We as regular YouTubers that are implementing on their own payment channels. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right.
Do something else.
So, P-Man Van, I hope that's answered your question. P-Man Van saying, can you reduce fees when you take off Coinbase? So, technically, it can be reduced, but they are not reducing it. The platform Coinbase are intentionally helping the spamming of the mempool. They're helping to cause the high fees and slow transactions so they can promote one of their pump and dumps they have going on over there. What's the best service to incorporate into an e-commerce site? Coinbase, BitPay, what'd you say?
I probably I say coinpayments.io. They actually accept over I think 100 cryptocurrencies. I actually paid for a Bitcoin gift card with Litecoin through coinpayments.io. Paid for a t-shirt the same way. So I think coinpayments.io, I would look into that, is probably the best one so far, because BitPay is doing some funny stuff as well. I think kind of in on the Bitcoin Cash game. So yeah, I'm not really trusting them as much going forward. So
yeah. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Search giant Baidu launches blockchain as a service platform. Baidu Trust allows the conducting and tracing of transactions that can be applied in various use cases, including digital currency, digital billing, bank credit management, insurance management, all the boring stuff. But you know, Baidu was, is it Baidu or Baidu? Well, they were an early adopter of Bitcoin back in October 2013. They started accepting it for payment on its websites and its services. So they've been around for a while, and now it looks like, you know, they're trying to create their own intranet. It's just like these other companies. I don't know. Thoughts on that, Darren?
You know, I think they're trying to expand their user base. Obviously, they're always kind of half a step behind, not knowing what the Chinese government wants to do with Bitcoin. And so if they're making almost a platform that can handle, you know, multiple digital currencies in multiple ways, people are going to use it. You know, they haven't specifically said it's going to be limited to Bitcoin. It's a blockchain service. Well, every cryptocurrency runs on a blockchain. So I think they're gearing themselves up to kind of handle everything that is out there and almost make themselves a leader in the field. Because, you know, I think the only other alternative you have is blockchain.info. So good move on their part. Can't wait to kind of see exactly what we can do with it once they roll it out a bit more.
Nice. What about you?
Yeah, same thing. Whenever they put blockchain, that's a whole vast amount of things that they can use. And I think, you know, when you put that wording, you'll be able to do a multitude of things, not just Bitcoin. So yeah, good for them. Like I said, most companies that's implementing it going forward, just first movers advantage. Just saying that they do it,
get in the market,
and then let the people follow, and then just work from there. So agree with you there.
It says coming up as coinpayments.net, not IO, is in that net.
Check that link, because you know you may have some phishing attempts. But
yeah, there's phishing attempts out there. Ray Mata asks, what's this thing with Lightning Network being infiltrated by the banks with sidechains? Is that true? Bitcoin's Darren, who wants to take that?
Is that Bitcoin Cash FUD where they're like doing the weird flow chart with blockchain has 2 devs that they pay for out of like 150, and these people are invested in blockchain, and these people, you know, have big money in banks. Therefore, because of these, you know, 2 devs that do a handful of commits a year, Bitcoin is now owned by the banks. I don't buy it. I think it's, once again, it's FUD. It's, you know, it's propaganda. It's all the fun stuff we've come to expect in kind of this war of ideologies that's going on between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. You know, the Lightning Network has been developed by there's like a handful of separate companies developing, or that have been working on the Lightning Network protocol separately. So it's certainly not just any one entity trying to fund it or push it through. And they do have the backing of the Bitcoin developers because they want to see that second tier system in place.
Yeah, absolutely.
P-Man Van said they say the hubs will be centralized. You know, I'm with Darren on this. I don't, you know, I saw the chart as well when it came out, and now, you know, like I said, they're pressing that this is all owned by the banks. Like you said, it was only a couple of devs in there that had anything to do with you know, blockchain, Blockstream, and all that type of stuff. But you know, not only that, at the end of the day, people, worst case scenario is crypto. You can move your money. You know, if it comes out one day where this is, you know, this is the decision, then I guess we're going all in on Doge, okay?
Doge going to the moon.
Right, but yeah, so yeah, I think like Darren said, it's a lot of FUD, of course. You know, nobody pushes a positive narrative about Bitcoin. I have yet to hear a positive narrative come out.
Yeah.
So right now I'm at the point where you know, you mute everything else because there's nothing positive coming out. It'd be different if there's some positive story, some negative, but there's literally nothing positive coming out. I mean,
yeah,
you got the Munchkin, Steve Munchkin, whatever his name is, Munchkin, coming from a, you know, a government position in the U.S. telling people that crypto's for bad people. Like, they're still talking like that. So
yeah, that's crazy.
What can crypto enthusiasts do to keep the bankers' money-grubbing hands from infiltrating the market and doing damage? Keep buying.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to keep buying because it's about whoever owns it. You know, they can't take it from you unless you give it to them or unless you buy a futures contract and you think you have it. But just keep buying.
Yeah. And everybody's trying to take your Bitcoin. So trust me, they're going to find ways. Taxes, or please give us your Bitcoin for this in exchange. Don't do it. Yeah. Everybody's trying to take your Bitcoin.
That is the problem. All right, so Kraken downtime. so I know for sure RougeDarren's a nonstop trader 24/7. I see this guy tweet in the middle of the night sometimes. So I know you're on Kraken. What are your thoughts?
I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. You are meant to be like one of the larger platforms, and you've been down for what, over a day now, 19 hours, something atrocious like that. You know, that's at this time, you know, in 2013, you might be able to get away with it, right? I traded on some scary looking sites in 2013. In 2018, no, that's absolutely unacceptable for any company trying to claim any sort of professionalism, to the point where I'm probably going to move a whole bunch of money off there, because what good are you if you have a 20-hour downtime? I can't trade on you. My money's tied up. It's not making me any money. And there are plenty of other places that don't have 20-hour downtimes. I mean, that's just, that's ridiculous.
And it's crazy because, again, it's like, you know, Kraken used, like, last year, Kraken did all right. You know, it was one of the top exchanges by, like, the summertime. You know, you can go, what is it? You can go about 5 times, 5? Yeah, you can go times 5 on the margin trading, which is good. I think at the time, Poloniex was only doing, like, times 3 or something like that. So Kraken was the spot to go. No one knew about it. It was fast. Everything was smooth. And then
fell apart.
And it just broke.
Yeah, infrastructure. These exchanges can't handle the amount of people. I don't think they were ready for it. None of them. Yeah, the scaling, and you know, the scaling has been ridiculous. And you know, speaking of scaling, so you know, last few questions while we still have Darren here, we definitely want to pick his brain. And feel free if you have any questions in the chat box to throw out there, people. Of course, like I said, you can follow him on Twitter as well. But while we have him, we definitely want to pick his brain. So a few questions for you. First, what is in store for the crypto market this year? What do you think?
Right now, I'm bullish on everything. I think Bitcoin is definitely going to do its best to shake out retail traders and investors so that institutions can get in cheap. They're already pissed off they missed the boat when it was in the triple digits. Hell, half of them missed the boat when it was in the 4 digits. So now that we're in the 5, they're trying to get that as low as possible, scare everybody away. I guarantee you big money is buying everything when Bitcoin sells. So long-term prediction on Bitcoin is I'm confident for new all-time highs this year. It's not going to be a straight line. It never is. It's going to be ugly. But if you're buying and moving it, you know, to your cold storage, I think you're going to be okay. I'm most excited right now for altcoins. They have started off the year like, you know, bats out of hell, and show no sign of slowing down. Every red day, I mean, I think starting in the beginning of the year, you know, you'd have a red day, and within, you know, 2 days your portfolio recovered. Then you have another one, and then within a day your portfolio is recovered. We get to the point where your portfolio is down in the morning, you know, by double-digit Bitcoin values. If you have a large portfolio, by the afternoon you're up by double digits. Everything's getting bought up. it's going to be crazy. We're going to see, some runs of epic proportions that happen over the course of several months. What that also means, though, is the law of gravity always applies. What goes up must come down. There will be a correction, and it will be ugly. So don't sit there thinking everything's going to go times 1,000, and then watch yourself get cut in half. Take your profits, put that money away, move on to the next coin. Not every coin is going to keep on going up indefinitely. We saw it with Ripple. We saw it with Verge. I had people screaming when Verge was 2,000 Satoshis. Oh, we're going up. We're going up. Next up, 5,000. Next up, 10,000. That did not end up so well. They lost a lot of value. So that's going to happen to everything. I've been through 3 altcoin bear markets and the massive Bitcoin bear market. It's guaranteed to come. We're just not sure when. We're not sure why. But I can tell you it's going to be ugly, and a lot of people, especially newer traders, will end up losing a lot of money.
Well, and thanks for those thoughts. I will say too, you do, and this is what I really started following too. So Darren does a really good job of like I said, you gotta look at his post, people. But I remember I saw one of your posts recently that you said when you start off the year, all the coins of Cryptopia were still like some single digits or Satoshis. He was like, there's only 1 coin left now, or at the time that post, he was like, there's only 1 coin left. So I mean, he really goes deep diving people and find the crappiest coins to make money off of. So like I said, he's worth the follow. And then on the flip, I also, I gotta give you props. You do a good job at taking profit. I noticed that too. Every few months I see your posts. You talk about taking profit here and there. So I mean, yeah, definitely a good job at that. So people, you hear the strategy. It's definitely going to be a bullish year. We've said the same thing. The pullback will happen if you're not in the right position, and that pullback will, it'll wreck you. So, what percentage profit should you recommend when in profit? Oh, okay. They said, what percentage would you recommend taking?
That's kind of the $1 million question is, when do I sell? Depends on the coin. There's a whole lot of things that go into that. If something is up 5 times, 10 times, it definitely doesn't hurt to take something off the table. Even if it's just your initial investment, right? If you take what you put in at 5x, you're playing with 80% of what's left on the table. You're not going to lose money. You might not make as much profit as you like, but that kind of comes in. That's where experience comes in. Being able to see how much momentum a move still has left, and how much are you going to regret? If you sell for a times 10 and it goes times 10 again, are you going to sit there and cry about it, or are you going to be like, you know what, I made it times 10. I'm happy. I moved on to something else. So, you don't want to over-risk yourself. You want to make sure that you still have money protecting your capital. Risk management is the name of the game here. So, take profit when it looks good. Like I said, right now with the aggressive moves we're having, unless I have a good reason to sell, I'm not selling even on some coins that are times 5, times 10, because it's up times 10, but it's still like 500 in market cap, and it has a massively good fundamental project behind it. There's no real reason to sell. And if your entries are really good, your paying threshold is higher. Somebody who bought Ripple at 25 cents can hold a lot longer than somebody who bought at $2.50. So that's kind of the difference. If you had a great entry, don't stress about it. You won't get faked out as easy as somebody who hopped on a move real late.
For sure. All right. So last couple of questions first. We got 3 quick ones first. And this is like really short. Just someone said, how much of your portfolio should you put in cold storage, in your opinion? Matthew,
I'd probably say you should be constantly adding to cold storage. I like to put about 10 to 15% of my profits from big trades into my cold storage and forget about it. So I think, long-term wise, you're looking at anywhere from 10 to 20% of your crypto value should be in cold storage that you do not touch.
I like that. Okay, so you just, as you make money on the trades, you just take it off the top and put it right there. I like that. Oh, yeah. That's good. All right, and then last 2 questions is, what other ways to generate revenue in the ecosystem would you recommend, and what's the best crypto advice you can give to people?
Other ways, so obviously outside of trading, I'm a big fan of staking and masternode coins, and you guys mentioned masternodes on the show yesterday. I'd love to be on when you guys talk about that. I make a good. I make several years' salary for most people with my masternodes alone.
Throw it out there. All right,
so that's a good way. A lot of people are mining, and not just with buying equipment. You can rent miners online now and get on new coin launches. That's another good way. Getting it on high quality ICOs. If you're not a trader, you basically become an investor, learning out how to pick out good quality ICOs. A lot of the ones this year have gone times 50 to times 100 for people that held on that long. So you could very easily turn a small investment to a big investment. After that, it kind of comes down to very technical skills as far as trading goes. But those are my best non-trading ways to make money in the current ecosystem.
All right, and then last thing, of course, what's the best advice you can give to people on crypto in general, whether they're new, old, whatever? What's your advice on it?
Best advice is learn the basics of technical analysis. So if you look at a chart, it makes some sort of sense to you. After that, don't trade blindly just because some dude, and this includes me, is tweeting about a coin on Twitter. Just don't go out and buy it. Know what the hell you're putting your money into. Know what the chart looks like, because just because it's great, like I said, I could be sitting on it times 10, and maybe it only goes times 2 from there, which is awesome for me, but okay for you. So understand the position that people are shilling you coins from, right? Don't take it as gospel, even if it is a good pick. Yeah, exactly. And after that, I still think the biggest one is risk management. Protecting your capital, not doing crazy things like going all in at Ripple at $3 or dumb stuff like that.
I gotta catch the wave though.
I tried to tell somebody.
Right, things definitely get overextended. If somebody on CNBC is trying to show you how to buy a coin, you're close to the top, man. I hate to break it to you, but that's how these things work. So those are kind of the best things that you got to educate yourself. There's a lot of money to be made, but it's just as easy to lose it. And the problem is when you are in an aggressive bull market like we are now, you get a couple of winners, all of a sudden you think you're a genius. You're, all right, I'm a trader. These OGs don't know anything. I can do this, no problem. Tell you what, I've seen a lot of guys come and go that had the same idea. So education, learning about the space and the ecosystem will suit you well, and it will help you last a long time as a crypto trader, especially if you want to end up like us and be doing this full time for a living. You can't just fly by the seat of your pants. You got to be educated. It's a skill you have to learn.
And see, and I think that's the most important thing that a lot of people are missing. Because they're like, oh, you just go in and it's like, all right, open a book, read. I'm sure you read a lot a day. I tell people all the time, we read at least like 6 to 8 hours a day to straight crypto like stuff. So it's nonstop reading, watching, and learning. Tonio's one of our in-house. Tonio's on the team, but he said 7 years salary. He said tax season is coming. Don't worry, people. He lost it all yesterday on the bad trade, so it's good.
Right, I can claim 3,000 of that in its losses.
And then so everybody,
yeah, and I want to say too, the fact that you were around in 2013, I always like to shout out people who were around back then, because, like you said before, I was back there with you, the Mount Gox days, been through a lot of bear markets. A lot of these people who just got in, they jumped in during a bull market, which good to start because all they see is I've been making money all this time. But I always ask people, if Bitcoin went to 1,000 today, would you stick around? And that's literally almost nobody. But that's pretty much what happened in 2015, and it's happening before with altcoins this year because it grew exponentially. And from August to December, people were getting sliced up trying to jump in on dips and catching falling knives. So I like to see people from back then, because when you see a bear market, you think a whole lot different about trading. You kind of don't even smile when you make money. You kind of just like, all right, when is it coming? So shout out to you, man.
All right, so hey, thanks for being here with us. You are getting a bunch of shout outs on our chat box, Darren, so definitely got to have you back. You can find Darren at Crypto Roll, at RougeDarren, and on Shitcoin Talk. You guys are on YouTube every now and then. What's your schedule like on there?
We're trying to do weekly shows now. We're getting it together. Our host has moved into his new place, so we are aiming for hopefully every Wednesday, maybe Thursday if there's a delay, to do a show. And that's kind of an hour show where we ask people for coin suggestions and we take a look at them and we pick ones that are not like blatantly obvious. You know, if I get asked to talk about Verge or Ryblox again, I'm going to shoot somebody. But we try and talk about coins and we show some charts and people can kind of see our thoughts and processes behind how we pick coins and look at charts. So it's really educational, and it's just kind of a fun little hour that we try and do every week.
Nice. And the guys you do it with, they've been around the space as well, correct?
Yep, almost all of them now are full-time traders, including, I know a couple that have been full-time traders since 2013, which that's impressive as anything. Guys making a living trading Bitcoin when it's only worth $200, $300. So the guys on the show they know what they're doing for sure.
There you go, people. So, you got two different resources right here. You got Crypto Rogue. Your two keep confusing me, man. You got both of them, Crypto Rogue and RougeDarren. Again, he's on Shitcoin Talk. I put all those here. I'll put it in the chat box again. They have a YouTube and Twitter. Like you said, a lot of those guys on his team, they've been around since 2013. So, I mean, literally just from that team alone, was it 3 or 4 guys, Darren?
It's a rotating set of guests. I think we have about 6 or 7 consistent contributors, but we try and limit to 4 or 5 on a show just so it doesn't get too crowded. Okay.
So even at 4 people, you're looking at over 20 years of Bitcoin crypto experience on one show, people. Right now, you're looking at over like 10 years right here. So start thinking about that when you look at these different YouTubes and you're looking for resources and stuff and you're watching CNBC. Trying to buy the Ripple with Brian Kelly. Remember, you got guys on Twitter, guys on YouTube, and all that stuff that has a lot of good info out there. So make sure you follow Crypto Rogue, RougeDarren on Twitter, Shitcoin Talk as well. I checked out the show also. So those who always want to ask about specific coins, that's where you can go get those answers. Like you said, they might chart them out for you as well. Just don't ask about any mainstream ones or you might get blocked. All right, any other thoughts?
That's all for me. Appreciate you, Darren, coming on the show.
For sure. Thank you for coming on, Darren. We definitely got to do this again sometime.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was a pleasure.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend, fellow Bitcoiners. Good luck with the trading. Hopefully the weekend should be pretty decent since we went through an interesting week, to say the least. And we will see you all back live at 10-ish on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Take care.
Have a good one.